What happens when the youngest and cheekiest member of the royal family, Prince Louis, says something so unexpected that it shakes the very walls of the monarchy? Known for his playful antics and unfiltered honesty, Louis has charmed the world with his larger-than-life personality. But during a festive Christmas celebration, the little prince managed to do what no one could have predicted. He turned the spotlight on Queen Camilla with a candid remark that left everyone stunned. Was this an innocent child's comment, or did it reveal something deeper about the royal family's inner dynamics? How did Prince William, Princess Kate, and Queen Camilla react to this unexpected moment? And most importantly, what does this reveal about the future of the monarchy's next generation? Let's uncover the story behind the royal bombshell that captivated an entire nation. Prince Louis, the youngest member of the Wales household, has always managed to capture the public's attention with his cheeky grin and mischievous antics. From the moment he entered the world, Louis seemed destined to charm everyone around him. Born on a sunny spring morning, April 23, 2018, at St. Mary's Hospital in London, his arrival was met with the kind of fanfare that only a royal birth could inspire. Gun salutes echoed across the city, church bells chimed, and a nation collectively swooned over the newest addition to the House of Windsor. His parents, Prince William and Princess Kate, chose his name with care. Louis Arthur Charles paid tribute to both his grandfather, now King Charles III, and the late Louis Mountbatten, a figure of significant influence in royal history. It was a name steeped in tradition, but little did anyone know just how much personality the boy would bring to it. The early glimpses of his character became apparent even during his christening on July 9, 2018. Held at the Chapel Royal in St. James's Palace, the event was a quintessential royal affair. Louis's elder siblings, George and Charlotte, stood proudly by his side, their budding sibling bond already visible. The family portraits from that day were nothing short of endearing, showcasing a warmth that royal observers have come to admire. As Louis grew, it became clear he was not one to fade into the background. His first public moments were nothing short of memorable. By trooping the color in 2019, perched on the Buckingham Palace balcony, Louis waved with unabashed enthusiasm. His chubby hands and wide-eyed excitement instantly stole the show, reminding everyone that even the smallest royals can command the spotlight. It was moments like these that endeared him to the public and set the stage for his growing reputation as the family's most mischievous member. At home, life was a blend of royal protocol and familial closeness. Kensington Palace and Anmer Hall became the backdrop for his earliest years, where William and Kate worked hard to provide a balance between duty and normalcy. From outdoor play sessions to gardening and baking with his siblings, Louis's days were filled with simple joys. Kate's nurturing approach to parenting ensured that her children experienced as much of a grounded upbringing as possible despite their royal titles. His bond with George and Charlotte blossomed during these years. George, the eldest and the future king, often took a more reserved and composed role, but Charlotte emerged as the big sister in charge. Whether guiding Louis during public appearances or managing his antics with the patience of someone much older than her years, Charlotte played her role effortlessly. Yet Louis's lively personality often led to moments of playful sibling rivalry. One unforgettable incident saw him attempting to blow out Charlotte's candle during a Christmas service, much to her exasperation and the amusement of everyone else. Education became a significant milestone in Louis's young life when he began attending Wilcox Nursery School in 2021. His first day, captured in photographs, showed him beaming with excitement, his small backpack slung over his shoulders. It was a moment that perfectly encapsulated his curiosity and readiness to embrace new experiences. The Wales household, however, was not without its challenges. As public figures, they navigated the pressures of royal life while shielding their children from excessive scrutiny. By 2022, life brought changes for the family. A move to Adelaide Cottage in Windsor offered more privacy and space for their growing children. It was during this time that Louis transitioned to Lambrook School, an independent preparatory school in Berkshire, joining George and Charlotte. The move marked a new chapter in the children's lives, one that would shape their education and friendships in a more secluded environment. Yet, for all the joy and charm Louis brought to his family, there was always an intriguing undercurrent in his interactions with Queen Camilla. Observers couldn't help but notice a certain distance between the young prince and his step-grandmother. While Louis shared visible warmth and affection with his maternal grandparents, Carol and Michael Middleton, and even his grandfather, King Charles, his bond with Camilla seemed less evident. Was it simply the result of limited interactions due to differing schedules, or was there something more to the story? Public appearances provided little clarity. During one notable Christmas Day walk to church at Sandringham, Camilla was seen guiding Louis gently along the path. It was a fleeting moment of connection that left royal watchers speculating about their dynamic. Still, compared to the effusive affection Louis often displayed toward others, this interaction felt subdued. Despite these subtleties, Louis's growing personality and undeniable charm continued to win hearts. His animated expressions during Queen Elizabeth II's Platinum Jubilee celebrations in 2022 became instant internet sensations. From cheeky faces to playful gestures, he reminded everyone that royal duties could still be full of light-hearted moments. His ability to balance mischievousness with an endearing innocence made him stand out, even within a family as prominent as the Windsors. The public's fascination with Louis extended beyond his antics. People began to notice not just his charm, but also his candidness, an unusual quality for someone so young within the royal fold. This candid nature, endearing as it was, would eventually lead to an unforgettable moment that stunned the nation. For now, however, it was clear that Prince Louis was a unique figure in the royal family, blending tradition with his own unmistakable flair. Prince Louis's days were filled with a unique blend of royal tradition and an almost normal childhood, thanks to the deliberate choices of his parents, Prince William and Princess Kate. At Kensington Palace, where the family resided during much of his early life, Louis experienced a structured environment balanced with moments of uninhibited joy. Whether he was chasing his older siblings around the palace gardens or joining them in outdoor activities, Louis's lively personality shone through. Kate Middleton, known for her hands-on parenting style, often spoke of her children's love for simple pleasures like baking, gardening, and exploring nature. For Louis, these moments were not just a source of happiness, but also an opportunity to express his boundless energy and curiosity. The family's country retreat, Anmer Hall in Norfolk, offered even more opportunities for the children to grow away from the public eye. Set amidst acres of countryside, it became a haven where Louis could be as loud and lively as he wanted, a trait that would soon become his signature. However, life as a royal child also brought its share of expectations. As the youngest sibling, Louis often found himself at the center of attention, whether he sought it or not. His elder siblings, George and Charlotte, took their roles as older siblings seriously. Charlotte, in particular, was frequently seen guiding Louis during public appearances, often taking his hand to ensure he adhered to royal protocol. Yet, for all her guidance, Charlotte also knew how to let Louis be Louis, a mischievous little brother who relished every opportunity to tease or surprise her. George, the eldest and future king, had a more reserved demeanor, but even he couldn't resist the playful charm of his younger brother. Over time, George and Louis developed a camaraderie that balanced sibling rivalry with genuine affection. Whether sneaking into the kitchen for late-night snacks or pulling harmless pranks on their parents, the two brothers showed that even royals weren't immune to a little mischief. As Louis grew, his antics became more public. The Platinum Jubilee celebrations in 2022 were a prime example of this. While the rest of the royal family maintained their composed and formal appearances, Louis stole the show with his animated gestures and cheeky expressions. At one point, he was seen covering his ears dramatically during the aerial flypast, a moment that quickly became a viral meme. These displays of unfiltered honesty and humor made Louis an instant favorite among royal watchers and endeared him to people worldwide. Behind the scenes, his parents worked hard to nurture his spirited personality while instilling a sense of responsibility. Prince William, who often spoke of the values instilled in him by his late mother, Princess Diana, emphasized kindness, humility, and the importance of family. These lessons were woven into Louis's upbringing, though his lively nature often meant that lessons came with a side of chaos. Kate, too, embraced Louis's quirks, often turning his energetic moments into teachable ones. For her, Louis's curiosity and mischief were not just challenges but opportunities to encourage his growth. By 2022, the Wales family made a significant move to Adelaide Cottage in Windsor, seeking more privacy and space for their growing children. The transition marked a new chapter for Louis and his siblings, allowing them to enjoy a quieter life while still preparing for their roles within the royal framework. For Louis, this meant a more structured schedule as he transitioned from nursery school to Lambrook, where he joined George and Charlotte. The school, known for its emphasis on creativity and character building, seemed like the perfect fit for the youngest royal. Despite his growing responsibilities, Louis remained the life of the party, both at home and during public engagements. His fascination with music became evident when he began learning to play the drums. Prince William, ever the relatable dad, joked about needing earplugs during Louis's practice sessions, a sentiment likely shared by his siblings. It wasn't long before Louis's drum sessions became a family affair, with Charlotte rolling her eyes at his enthusiasm and George pretending not to be impressed while secretly enjoying the energy he brought to their home. Amid these happy moments, there were subtle hints of a more complex dynamic within the family. While Louis shared close bonds with his parents, siblings, and maternal grandparents, his relationship with Queen Camilla appeared to be less defined. Public appearances rarely showed warm interactions between the two, sparking speculation among royal watchers. Was it simply a matter of limited time spent together, or was there something deeper at play? Camilla, known for her reserved demeanor, had spent years carving out her role within the royal family. Her dedication to duty and charity work earned her respect in the public eye, but her relationship with William, and by extension his children, was often scrutinized. William's complicated history with Camilla, rooted in the public breakdown of his parents' marriage, cast a long shadow. While he maintained a polite and cordial relationship with his stepmother, insiders often hinted that the bond was more formal than familial. For Louis, who was too young to fully grasp the complexities of these relationships, interactions with Camilla were likely influenced by the energy and dynamics he observed around him. Children are remarkably perceptive, often picking up on unspoken tensions or subtle shifts in behavior. For a boy as lively and observant as Louis, it was possible that he instinctively sensed a difference in his interactions with Camilla compared to those with other family members. Still, there were moments that hinted at the possibility of a closer connection. During one Christmas walk at Sandringham, Camilla was seen placing a gentle hand on Louis's back, guiding him forward as they walked. It was a fleeting moment, but one that royal watchers quickly dissected, wondering if it reflected a growing bond or merely a polite gesture. As the months passed, these questions lingered in the background, waiting for a moment that would bring them to the forefront. Louis, with his candid nature and unfiltered honesty, was not one to shy away from expressing himself. It was only a matter of time before his lively personality intersected with the complexities of royal relationships, setting the stage for an unforgettable moment that would captivate the nation. As 2023 unfolded, Prince Louis continued to grow into his role as the spirited youngest member of the royal family. While his public appearances remained sporadic due to his age, each one was eagerly anticipated. People had come to expect the unexpected from Louis, whether it was a cheeky gesture, an unfiltered expression, or a moment of raw honesty that set him apart from his more composed siblings. But as his personality shone brighter, subtle observations about his interactions with certain family members became a topic of growing curiosity, particularly his dynamic with Queen Camilla. Camilla, now queen consort, had solidified her position within the royal family over the years. Her journey from being a controversial figure to one of public respectability was no small feat. Yet within the family's private circles, her relationship seemed more complicated, especially with Prince William and his children. While George and Charlotte often displayed cordial warmth toward her during public engagements, Louis's behavior appeared more unpredictable. Whether this was due to his naturally candid nature or something deeper was a question that intrigued many. One thing was clear: Louis's bond with other family members contrasted sharply with his interactions with Camilla. For instance, his relationship with King Charles III was notably affectionate. Charles, known for his love of nature and storytelling, often shared moments with his grandchildren, teaching them about environmental conservation or regaling them with tales from royal history. Louis, with his curious mind and boundless energy, seemed to thrive in these interactions. Photos and stories of their time together painted a picture of a grandfather who doted on his lively grandson. In contrast, Camilla's presence in Louis's life seemed less prominent. Observers noted that public displays of affection between the two were rare, and when they did occur, they felt formal rather than familial. It wasn't an issue that anyone in the family openly acknowledged, but the contrast was difficult to ignore. Camilla's reserved nature, paired with Louis's effervescent personality, created a noticeable gap in their interactions. The speculation wasn't limited to Camilla and Louis. Much of it stemmed from the long-standing tension between William and Camilla. While both maintained public decorum, insiders often hinted at the underlying complexity of their relationship. For William, the memory of his mother, Princess Diana, loomed large. Diana's tumultuous marriage to Charles and the role Camilla played in that history were wounds that had never fully healed. Though William had learned to coexist with Camilla, their interactions often seemed more a matter of duty than genuine warmth. For Louis, still too young to fully comprehend the weight of this family history, the energy he sensed around him likely shaped his behavior. Children have an uncanny ability to pick up on unspoken tensions, and Louis's candid nature made it difficult for him to mask what he felt. This candidness would soon lead to an unexpected and revealing moment that thrust his relationship with Camilla and the royal family's dynamics into the spotlight. The moment arrived during the family's Christmas celebrations in December 2023. Hosted by Princess Kate, the Together at Christmas Carol service had become an annual tradition, celebrating love, gratitude, and the spirit of giving. The event, held at Westminster Abbey, was attended by senior royals, close family friends, and members of the community. The kindness tree, introduced as part of the evening, added a personal touch to the festivities. Guests were invited to write messages of appreciation for someone who had made a difference in their lives over the years, attaching these heartfelt notes to the tree. For the Wales children, this activity was both meaningful and exciting. George and Charlotte, ever the picture of composure, carefully penned their notes and carried them discreetly. Their cards, with the blank side facing outward, shielded the messages from prying eyes. Louis, however, had no such reservations. With his signature boldness, he proudly displayed his card as the family walked into the Abbey, his face lighting up with the joy of participating in such a special moment. The message on Louis's card was as endearing as it was revealing. "Thank you for Granny and Grandpa because they have played games with me," it read in his charmingly uneven handwriting. The reference, of course, was to his maternal grandparents, Carol and Michael Middleton, who had long been known for their close bond with the Wales children. The sentiment drew smiles from onlookers and melted hearts across the nation. But as heartwarming as the note was, its implications were hard to miss. The absence of any mention of Queen Camilla raised eyebrows among those present. While it might have been dismissed as the innocent oversight of a young child, the moment took on a sharper edge when Louis was asked jokingly why Camilla hadn't made his list. Without hesitation, Louis responded with a candor that only a 6-year-old could muster. "She's lying." The words seemed to hang in the air, their weight magnified by the festive yet formal setting. Kate and William's smiles faltered for just a moment, their faces betraying a mix of surprise and unease. Camilla, who had been engaged in conversation a few feet away, froze mid-sentence. A strange, tight smile crossed her face as she turned toward the young prince, but her discomfort was evident. Louis, oblivious to the storm he had just stirred, elaborated with the earnestness of a child who simply could not keep a thought to himself. "She said she would play games with me, but when I went to her room, she shouted at me to go away and said I was being annoying." The room, filled with the quiet hum of conversations and carols moments before, now felt impossibly still. Kate crouched down beside Louis, placing a gentle hand on his shoulder and whispering something softly, her maternal instincts kicking in to diffuse the situation. William, standing stiffly beside her, exchanged a brief but telling glance with Camilla. His expression was hard to read, a mix of shock and perhaps a hint of frustration. Camilla, for her part, quickly resumed her conversation, but her demeanor had shifted. The queen consort, usually composed under pressure, now seemed visibly unsettled. The moment, though brief, left an indelible mark on the evening. By the following morning, whispers of the incident had begun to spread. What had started as an innocent family tradition had transformed into a royal spectacle, with Louis's words serving as the catalyst for a wave of public speculation. The media, ever eager for a glimpse into the private lives of the royals, dissected every detail of the interaction, from Louis's tone to Camilla's reaction. For the public, the incident was both shocking and strangely relatable. It was a reminder that even in the most formal and controlled of environments, the unfiltered honesty of a child could shake the foundations of decorum. For the royal family, it was a moment of reckoning, forcing them to confront not only the perceptions of their relationships, but also the very dynamics that had shaped them. The Christmas carol service at Westminster Abbey had always been a hallmark of royal tradition, blending formality with festive warmth. The grand event, hosted by Princess Kate, showcased the royal family at their most gracious, celebrating unity and kindness during the holiday season. The Abbey, illuminated by soft candlelight and adorned with seasonal decorations, created an atmosphere of solemn joy that seemed to echo the spirit of Christmas. Among the crowd of distinguished guests and onlookers, it was Prince Louis who would once again capture the nation's attention. As the Wales family arrived, all eyes were on the youngest member whose cheeky charm was well known to royal watchers. Louis walked confidently between his parents, holding a card for the kindness tree activity. His siblings, George and Charlotte, carried their cards with the blank side facing outward, preserving the privacy of their heartfelt notes. Louis, however, proudly displayed his message for all to see, the boldness of his gesture eliciting warm smiles from those nearby. The words scrawled on Louis's card were simple but poignant. "Thank you for Granny and Grandpa because they have played games with me." It was a sweet and sincere expression of his affection for the Middletons, his maternal grandparents. Their close relationship was no secret. The Middletons had always been deeply involved in the lives of William and Kate's children, providing a sense of stability and warmth amidst the grandeur of royal life. The moment was heartwarming, but it didn't go unnoticed that the message made no mention of Queen Camilla. For the adults present, this absence might have seemed inconsequential, but for a child like Louis, his choices often reflected unfiltered truths. When an onlooker jokingly asked why Camilla wasn't included, Louis, true to his candid nature, responded without hesitation, "She's lying." The room froze. Conversations faltered, and the faint rustle of papers seemed deafening against the sudden quiet. Kate's hand instinctively rested on Louis's shoulder, her calm demeanor barely masking the tension of the moment. William, standing slightly behind, exchanged a brief but telling glance with Camilla, whose face bore a polite but strained smile. It was a rare instance of the royal family's carefully constructed facade cracking in real time. Oblivious to the significance of his words, Louis elaborated in the earnest way that only a child could. "She said she would play games with me, but when I went to her room, she told me to go away. She said I was being annoying." The crowd, previously captivated by the festive atmosphere, was now riveted by the unfolding drama. The innocence of Louis's statement contrasted sharply with the weight it carried, painting a picture of strained dynamics within the royal household. Camilla, ever the seasoned royal, quickly regained her composure. She resumed her conversation with a guest nearby, her expression betraying nothing of the unease that had flickered across her face moments before. Yet those closest to the family knew that the comment would not be easily forgotten. Kate bent down to whisper something soothing to Louis, her protective instincts fully engaged. William, meanwhile, maintained a stoic front, though his tight posture hinted at the effort it took to keep the situation under control. As the evening progressed, the incident cast a shadow over what was otherwise a flawless celebration. The royal family, trained to handle public scrutiny, carried on with grace, but the whispers among attendees were impossible to ignore. By the following day, news of Louis's candid remark had spread, fueling a flurry of speculation in the media. Headlines ranged from the playful "Prince Louis's Christmas honesty leaves royals in stitches" to the provocative "What Prince Louis's words reveal about Camilla's role in the royal family." For the public, the moment was a rare and raw glimpse into the dynamics of one of the world's most scrutinized families. It wasn't just about what Louis had said, it was about what his words implied. To some, it was a reflection of Camilla's complex role within the family, shaped by decades of history and lingering tensions. To others, it was simply the unfiltered honesty of a young boy unburdened by royal protocol. Behind palace walls, however, the fallout was more nuanced. While it was unlikely that Louis's comment would lead to overt conflict, it did spark conversations about the family's internal relationships. Camilla's position as queen consort was well established, but her personal connections with William's children were less clear. Was Louis's statement merely an innocent misunderstanding, or did it hint at a deeper distance that had yet to be addressed? For Kate and William, the incident underscored the challenges of raising children in the public eye. Louis's candor, though endearing, was a reminder of the unpredictability that came with such a lively personality. It also highlighted the tightrope they walked as parents, balancing the authenticity of their family's interactions with the expectations of a global audience. In the days that followed, the family maintained their usual schedules, attending public engagements and preparing for the new year. Yet, the moment lingered in the public consciousness, fueling debates about the nature of royal relationships and the impact of past histories on future generations. For Louis, life returned to its usual rhythm of school, play, and family time. The significance of his words, if he even remembered them, was likely lost on him. However, for the royal family, the Christmas bombshell served as a poignant reminder. No matter how carefully they managed their image, the truth had a way of surfacing, often in the most unexpected ways. And in this case, it came from the unfiltered honesty of a 6-year-old who had once again stolen the spotlight. In the aftermath of the Christmas Carol service, the royal family's dynamics became a topic of intense speculation. Prince Louis's candid comment about Queen Camilla had not only stunned the attendees, but also sparked widespread discussion among the public. For a family accustomed to managing its image with precision, this unfiltered moment served as a rare glimpse into the personal relationships behind the palace walls. While Louis himself likely moved on from the incident with the innocence and forgetfulness of a child, the ripple effects were far-reaching. Headlines dissected the moment, analysts debated its implications, and the internet was flooded with opinions, ranging from humorous takes on Louis's cheeky nature to serious discussions about Camilla's role within the family. For many, the incident highlighted the enduring complexities of blending personal relationships with public duty, a challenge that has long defined the monarchy. Inside the palace, however, the focus was less on public perception and more on maintaining harmony. Camilla, who had spent years carefully navigating her position as queen consort, was unlikely to be shaken by the comment of a 6-year-old. Yet for her, the incident was a reminder of the intricate web of relationships within the royal family. While her bond with King Charles III was steadfast, her connections with William and his children were clearly less developed, a reality that could not be ignored. For Kate and William, the moment underscored the importance of shielding their children from the pressures of royal life while still allowing them to be themselves. Kate, known for her nurturing and practical approach to parenting, reportedly encouraged Louis to express his feelings openly. However, this philosophy, while fostering authenticity, came with its own challenges in the royal spotlight. Balancing a child's natural candor with the expectations of public decorum was no easy feat, and this incident proved just how fine that balance could be. William, on the other hand, was faced with a different challenge. His relationship with Camilla, though outwardly polite and professional, had always been shaped by the shadow of his mother's legacy. Princess Diana's influence remained strong in his life, and her values of honesty, compassion, and emotional openness were qualities he sought to instill in his own children. However, the tension between honoring his mother's memory and maintaining peace within the current royal framework added an unspoken complexity to his interactions with Camilla. As the new year began, the royal family's focus shifted to their duties, with public appearances and engagements dominating their schedules. For King Charles III and Queen Camilla, this meant continuing to strengthen their positions as monarch and consort, a role that required them to project unity and stability. Camilla's ability to weather public scrutiny had been tested before, and this moment was no exception. Though she remained composed, insiders hinted at a desire to bridge the perceived gap between herself and William's children, including Louis. The Middletons, too, played a significant role in navigating the aftermath. Carol and Michael Middleton, who were central figures in Louis's life, provided the grounding influence he needed during such moments. Their home in Bucklebury, often described as a haven for the Wales children, allowed Louis to experience a level of normalcy far removed from the grandeur of royal events. Baking cookies, exploring the countryside, and enjoying simple family games were activities that reinforced Louis's sense of security and belonging. For the public, the incident became a moment of relatability. Louis's unfiltered honesty resonated with people from all walks of life, serving as a reminder that even the most carefully curated lives are not immune to candid expressions of truth. Social media buzzed with admiration for the young prince's boldness, with many praising Kate and William for raising children who were unafraid to speak their minds. However, it also reignited conversations about the legacy of Princess Diana and the ongoing influence her memory had on the family dynamics. The incident also prompted broader reflections on the monarchy itself. In a world increasingly demanding transparency and authenticity from its institutions, Louis's comment, though unintended, seemed to embody the very qualities people were looking for in their leaders. The royal family, often perceived as distant and untouchable, found themselves humanized by a 6-year-old's innocent words. For supporters of the monarchy, it was a heartening moment that showcased the evolving nature of the institution. For critics, it was a reminder of the challenges faced by a family trying to balance tradition with modernity. As for Louis, life quickly returned to its normal rhythm. His days were filled with school, family outings, and the simple joys of childhood. For him, the Christmas incident was likely a distant memory, a fleeting moment in a life filled with curiosity and adventure. Yet, his role in the family remained unique. As the youngest Wales sibling, Louis brought an energy and honesty that balanced the composed demeanor of George and the nurturing spirit of Charlotte. Together, the three siblings represented a new generation of royals, each with their own distinct qualities and contributions to the family's evolving legacy. Looking to the future, Louis's candid nature will likely continue to shape his role within the royal family. Whether through playful antics at public events or moments of unexpected honesty, he has already established himself as a figure who captivates attention and invites connection. His ability to be unapologetically himself, even in the most formal settings, suggests a potential to bring a refreshing perspective to the monarchy as it moves forward. The Christmas bombshell may have been a fleeting moment, but its impact was far-reaching. It reminded the royal family and the world that behind the titles and traditions are individuals navigating relationships, emotions, and expectations like any other family. And at the heart of it all was a young prince whose candidness, far from being a liability, became a symbol of authenticity in a world that often values appearances over truth. With that, we have reached the end of today's video. If you have come this far with us, be sure to check out other videos on the channel.